Welcome to the Rich Report, a podcast with news and information on high-performance computing. Today, my guest is Roni Simonian. Roni is founder and principal of a company called Ariadne, and they develop a product called Maze. So welcome, Roni.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
Well, I wanted to thank you for coming on the show today, and I understand that you have some slides for us.
Okay, Ariadne is a startup founded in 2008, and it's based in Silicon Valley, San Francisco Bay Area in California. And our main product is Maze, software for debugging and testing multi-threaded applications on Linux platforms. As we go to the next slide, you can see Maze logo. Let's go to the next one. So it shows that Maze is supported currently on x86 and x86-64 Linux, and we're going to expand and port it to more platforms if there's sufficient demand. And let me give you a very brief overview of Maze. So basically, Maze helps an application to reproduce buggy behavior. When the program runs on its own, it's on the mercy of operating system scheduler, and you cannot control how threads are switched, and your program behavior is subject to influence of any random events, like when people even touch a key on the keyboard, immediately an interrupt service routine would take over the CPU because it's a high priority task, and the process currently using CPU is kicked off, and these random events have happened all the time. So for all practical purposes, the program behavior is non-predictable and non-reproducible. So Maze creates a layer between it's shown on slide number 5. It creates a layer between operating system and your program. It's non-invasive. You don't need to instrument your program. It just all it does is it controls the scheduling of threads. So a program running under Maze is totally unaware that something unusual happens. You would run it the way you normally run your program, except that you use word Maze before and Maze command line arguments if needed. So Maze would serialize the threads. It will run them on a single core. However, the scheduling will be totally deterministic. Maze will randomly generate a scheduling scenario, and it will generate a number of such scenarios. So you can run your program multiple times. So if we proceed to the next slide, it shows the difference between a program running on its own and program controlled by Maze. So here we can see that program controlled by operating system scheduler is competing with other processes for CPU access, and it's totally controlled by the operating system scheduler. By contrast, if the program is run on the Maze, it's totally isolated from all other events happening in the system. It just entirely deterministic, and whatever schedule is generated by Maze is always reproducible. So on our final 8th slide, it shows two modes of Maze operation. You can run Maze in the so-called test mode. For example, your program called foo, and you can run Maze foo under Maze for 1,000 times. You say Maze-R 1000 foo. So it will generate 1,000 different scheduling scenarios, and you can look at the output, and even if program runs to completion, you can look at the results and see if something unexpected occurred, or if there are crashes, core dumps, or deadlocks. There also report about that. And if, for example, something funny happened in run number 791, you can run maze in a reconstruction mode and say, okay, maze dash capital R 791, and it will reproduce your program behavior from this particular run with exactly the same results.
Okay.
So that's about it.
So does this support like interactive mode kind of applications?
It can support them if you dump the input from a file. So it will run, but it's of no much use because it will wait for user input if you run it as normal interactive mode application.
Sure.
So it's more for a batch mode application.
I see.
You can convert an interactive mode application if you have a script or a list of commands, and you just feed your standard input instead from terminal from this file.
Okay. Okay. So it does support applications that are written like in a scripting language, then?
No, unfortunately not. No, I'm sorry. By script, I meant actually a file feeding input.
Oh, okay.
Like, for example, when you work with a word application, say a word processor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Main state of the processor is to sit there and wait for your input. So basically, the program is doing nothing; it's sleeping, waiting for your input until you move your mouse or hit a button.
I see.
But you can convert this into background application by somehow feeding these commands from a file instead of making it wait for commands from terminal.
Okay. Okay. So I guess, can it run then in an interactive mode like a regular debugger would, or is it not like that?
Not yet.
Yeah.
This is actually the feature which is going to be implemented next. This is next big project, and this is what most people are asking for. And I feel myself this is something that would really make it a valuable tool when people will be able to do debugging. When reconstruction mode will be more interactive, when I run it like a debugger, with only difference that scheduling will be deterministic, which is not the case with regular debugger.
Yeah. So let's talk about the licensing and how someone would get this. Is this freely available now? Is Maze available?
Yes, it is, and we have a free license for 12 months. So we're really trying to lure early adopters.
Yes.
So people can come to the website debugging.com and get Maze for free with all upgrades available for free. So first we give it unconditionally for 3 months, and
okay.
After that, we ask to fill a questionnaire about the user experience.
Okay.
And if you do that for 9 more months.
I see. So if you give feedback, then you can continue to use the product. That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, is it open source, Roni, or what's your license like?
No, it's not an open source, and it's going to be a commercial application. It's just an early stage of development. So at this point, my fee is time and feedback of my early adopters, not dollars.
Okay. Well, that leads me to, I guess, my wrap-up question here is, you're kind of an entrepreneur here in this space. What is that like for you?
It's a very unusual experience, but I think I'm very happy I did it. I've been an engineer my entire life and always worked for companies, and I guess this is completely changing experience, and in many ways including total personality change, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think I hear I know what you're talking about. So, well, this sounds great. I guess what can we look forward to? Do you have a development roadmap? What's coming around the corner?
So right now my site just went live on March 31st. So right now I'm collecting feedback from first users. I already have downloads, and so people express interest, and I hope like in summer I will be concentrating on interactive debugging mode, this you mentioned earlier.
Okay, okay. Well, that's great. Well, hey, I wanted to thank you for coming on the show today, and maybe we can check in with you when the product gets moved on to the professional grade and you start making lots and lots of money. Does that sound good? Okay.
Okay.
All right, Roni. Well, thanks for coming on the Rich Report. That's it for today's show. Stay tuned for more news and information on high performance computing.